So Lou, we did what we call a house show weekend, where we submitted picks, but we didn't do a recording of the episode for the predictions. Did you see the first event?
What? Triplemania XX AAA Lucha Libre AA.
Yeah, Triplemania 30 Night 2 in Tijuana. Did you watch the event?
No, I didn't. I missed it.
Man, well, I gotta say, I saw it live, and watching that first match, 7-woman steel cage match, I gotta say, AAA is starting to mean to me ass.
Welcome to Tfspod, otherwise known as the Few Show Podcast. It's 24/7, Lou, and that's
Rick Hard and AAA. I mean that in a good way.
And that's, well, he's not here today.
He's not here. He couldn't make it. One man band. Feel better. We will carry this show. Don't you worry. He had a better showing. He had a better showing than me at Triplemania, actually. Funny enough.
Wow. All right. And yes, folks, in this, let me tell you something, folks. From the highest mountain to the lowest valley and everywhere in between, we are the beasts of the East, the best in the West. You are listening to Tfspod. In this episode, we'll do a recap of Lucha Libre. There was 4 there by mistake. Of Triplemania 30th anniversary.
You got to do it like the Count from Sesame Street. As this is a shout out for One Man Band. Triplemania presented by
There we go. So yes, our second night of our second time covering this event, which we'll have one more coming up. What is it, November for the third one?
October 15th in Mexico City, where there's only one match scheduled so far that's confirmed, and that's, well, we'll get to it. It's the last match of the Ruleta de la Muerte finals.
Yeah, you see, on Tfspod, we cover wrestling. We are fans of wrestling. But before we get to all that, Rickard, let me say the line that everybody loves. Get the scoreboard.
You know what's interesting? Nobody knows who made what pick, at least the people listening anyways. So, anybody could have won. Which is why the scoreboard, here we go. Are you guys ready for the big reveal? Here we go. So the scoreboard is, Lou, you're still in the lead, but you did not get a point. You were at 9 points. 9 points.
9 points.
Followed by A Few, who is at 7 points, meaning he did not get a point for this event. Followed by myself and the One Man Band, who are both at 6 points, meaning neither one of us got a point. Followed by Big Al and Main Event Jeff, who got a point, is now tied with Big Al at 4 points on the main scoreboard.
Way to go, Main Event Jeff. Wow, coming up.
And the randomizer still at 2 points, not for lack of, and that's because randomizer doesn't do house shows.
Yeah,
If we don't record, the randomizer doesn't do house shows. It's in its contract, folks.
Yeah, it's like, I don't do that stuff. What house show? Oh man,
house shows. Nah, I don't compete unless it's for the cameras.
Yeah, only I do it on camera. Oh my daddy said. It sounds kind of rude, but whatever. So yeah, in this episode, we did do a predictions battle amongst us, but we did not have it recorded, so we are considering a dark match, but it does count on the point system. So there goes Main Event Jeff with the points.
Main Event Jeff got a point, baby.
Yeah.
Woo!
All right, so let's start off with the end of it. No, I'm just kidding. I know what you want to talk about, Rickard. I know you want to talk about.
Man. You know, if I'm being honest, if it wasn't for the fact, AAA, I want to say this, and I mean this genuinely. Also, shout out to Fight TV. Thank you for letting me have unlimited replays on events that I get. I get, along with my subscription, I get unlimited replays of the event if I got it. So, and you better believe I used it. Oh man. If it wasn't for the fact that this match had like a stipulation that led to a follow-up match later on in the show, this could have easily been closer to the end of the show, and it would have been great. It was the longest match of the night, by the way.
Really?
I'm of course talking about
the pre-show.
It's a pre-show, but it didn't really feel like a pre-show. In terms of the quality of the match, I mean, hands down, and I don't just mean this because of the sex appeal. I also mean this because they actually, I could tell the people involved, the chicks involved, definitely went all out on this, because there were spots where they took light tubes to the head, and I believe it was Maravilla actually got cut open with the light tube.
All right, so first off, what was the stipulation of this match? If you got out, you won?
So it was a 7-woman steel cage match, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we did the prediction based on who would escape the cage first, because the actual rules of the match were you start off with 7, and 5 competitors have to escape the cage, and the remaining 2 who don't escape the cage have to go on later on the night to fight in a mass versus mass match, which, by the way, was the first time female competitors in AAA had a mass versus mass match.
Oh, wow. I like that.
Yeah.
Again, they've been doing stuff with mask. I understand that, it's a little bit different, but their mask is
it's a big deal.
Yeah.
It's a big deal when you get unmasked. It's actually, it's actually considered like a great shame, so to speak.
Mm-hmm. So the women had to do a mask versus mask. Wow.
Yeah, and props to the cameraman. That's my hero of the night. I know what you do in AAA. The WWE could take some pointers from you guys, because, and the competitors were out there with some interesting outfits, to say the least, that really accentuated their assets. I don't know how many. I still haven't been able to count how many times they did a cookie pan spank to a rival competitor's ass.
Oh my god!
Spot, but they did it at least 3 times.
Well, you can watch it again on Fight TV.
Yeah, I know. But anyways, all right. Let's get to the actual how it happened. And I know who escaped first because it was worth 2 points. Remember, whenever there's more than 5 competitors in a match, or 5 or more competitors in a match.
Yep.
5 or more options. Whoever you pick, and if you get it right, it's worth 2 points. And Lou and Maid Event Jeff, you got the 2 points. You picked Reina Dorada to escape first, and she did.
Yeah. Again, that was a blind pick for me. I'm not familiar with her work, but I know you. But wow, I got it.
So to give you a feel. So to give you a feel for how the match broke down, there was actually a faction in the match, right, of 3. It was Maravilla, La Hydra, and Flamer, or Flammer. They call her Flammer. They're part of a faction, a woman's faction called Las Toxicas.
Wait a minute. That sounds familiar.
Toxic. That sounds like Toxic Attraction, right? And it kind of is. It kind of is. They're heels, and they're called Las Toxicas. And then they had, I don't think this is an official faction, but the rival faction was actually, or at least the group that was facing them was Sexy Star, Reina Dorada, and Lady Shani were called, by the announcers at least, Las Técnicas, also known as the technical wrestlers, right? And Chick Tormento was actually just there.
Well, for them that means it's face. That means baby face.
I guess
because I know Mexican wrestling in the translation goes los duros, which is the heels, and los técnicos.
Oh, okay. Well, either way, the faces in the match, because they were basically getting 4-on-3, because Chick Tormenta, who was just kind of there, was playing a heel to begin with and siding with Las Toxicas. And so it was 4-on-3. Essentially, at some point, Reina Dorada escaped. Then Sexy Star 2 escaped. And then Lady Shani actually got... And I'm not sure why they included this spot. The referee was apparently some wrestler's, family member. But the guy ref pulled Lady Shani from escaping.
What?
and helped Las Toxicas out at one point in the match. And they were like, oh, then the Spanish announce team was like going nuts on it. It's like, Grosero, Grosero, they were going at him, and I'm just like, bro, that's a weird spot to do. What's going on here? And then it made no sense because Lady Shani escaped like a couple minutes later anyways. Oh. Because Las Toxicas started like imploding because they realized all three of them couldn't escape at some point. So once it got down to all the faces basically got out. Once it got down to that point, Las Toxicas all decided to just attack Chic Tormenta, who was helping them. But the minute it came down to the four of them, they all teamed up on her. And then she mounted a comeback. She got the light tube. I don't know where the weapons from though. It's a cage match. That's what was surprising.
Yeah. Like how are weapons being brought in? How are they?
The camera guy was focusing on other stuff because I don't know where the weapons came from. They just kind of materialized in the ring, if I'm being honest. But she hit them with a light tube, and props to the chicks for taking the bumps on this. Chic Tormenta actually pulled down. It was Maravilla's mask, and like jabbed the light tube into her, and it either she probably bladed. She bladed probably, or she got busted open the hard way. But yeah, cut her hard, and I was like, oh my gosh.
Oh wow! So you're getting some really, really rough action going on in that match.
Yeah, no, the latter half got very like brutal.
Okay, all right.
But essentially, the spot they ended up going for was at some point Flammer just like tackled Chic Tormenta and was like pounding away at her, and then La Hydra and Maria just decided like, yeah, we got to get out of here and yeah, they just ended up escaping the cage, both of them, leaving Flammer and Chic Tormenta at the end of the battle. And they would have to go on later in the night to face each other in a mass versus match.
Okay.
Very compelling storytelling. I gotta say, very compelling storytelling. They put it in it's kind of the pre-show because they did another like waving of the colors. They did a flyby with the Mexican Air Force. The National Guard like unfolded a large.
Yeah, this is their WrestleMania, sort of. I mean, this is their WrestleMania divided into three.
No, it's a stadium event and everything. It was very, very impressive. I don't know why this was the pre-show match, but I get it. If you wanted to get my eyes on your show, you should accomplish AAA. Well done. Longest match of the night, and it was on fire, on point. Loved it.
All right.
So by that point, Jeff and Lou, you both had 2 points. Everybody else had 0. So congrats there.
Yeah.
Then we had the 13-man Copa Triplemania X Tijuana match, which was essentially a 13-man over-the-top battle royal.
Oh, we didn't predict it, right?
We didn't do predictions on it because nobody was announced in advance. And I thought it was a serious event, but looking at the competitors now, it's kind of weird. A lot of the competitors kind of felt like joke competitors at some points. The opening competitors were a guy called Mr. Iguana, and he came out with a puppet iguana in his mouth, and he's all green.
Oh, what? Wait, what?
A puppet iguana. It's a stuffed iguana in his mouth.
Like, yeah. Oh, and does it unroll out? I think I've seen something one time, like a whistle.
No, he just has it in his mouth, and he wrestles with it in his mouth, like dangling from his mouth as he goes.
Okay.
Anyways, and the other person was, if I'm not mistaken, who else? I think it was Abismo Negro Jr. was the second person in the ring. Anyways, you had that were really like, what the heck am I watching here? There were two.
Was it good or was it like really comical, or was it for Battle Royal?
It was kind of cringy. This was the second longest match of the night, and I kind of watched it, and I was like, there were a couple points where I'm just like, oh, okay, this is comic relief.
Oh,
this is comic relief. It's not meant to be serious. The winner was a big heavy set guy, super heavyweight, called Nino Hamburguesa. He won by eliminating basically a tranny version of Santino Marella, if I'm being honest.
Oh,
by the
okay.
name of Mamba. And there were two tranny superstars in this match. There's another guy called Deuce Canella, who was basically Goldust with an afro.
Okay.
And you had some serious guys come out. Actually, there were two serious guys who started wrestling outside of the match afterwards, called Pagano and I think it was. I'm trying to remember. It was Pagano and Cibernetico. I think Pagano and Cibernetico both started fighting each other outside and back to. They eliminated each other. Basically, you did a hangman's lariat over the top rope. Both of them fell to the floor and eliminated each other. Ooh. And they both fought each other. And I think somebody got they fought each other back up the ramp. And after the match was over, the main story they were pushing was Pagano and this rivalry with.
Okay. So they're pushing like a rivalry going on.
Yeah, because the final two were clearly joke. Nothing against Nino Hamburguesa. I'm not familiar with his work, but he was clearly. I felt like he was a joke character. Hamburger Boy. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, don't get me started on the names. Don't get me started on the names like Mecha Wolf, Heavy Metal, Vampiro. Vampiro came back. I remember his work.
That's a classic. That's a classic name right there.
And then I know. But then you had other guys called Bestia 666.
Oh yeah, no, I've heard of him.
My favorite, Charlie Manson.
Oh my God.
This was a crazy match.
Wait, I know Bestia 666. I think I've seen him here.
They all have serious gimmicks to some degree.
No. I mean, I think I've seen him in South Florida at one of the local events where the feud has gone to. I think that was him.
All right. Hey! I wouldn't be surprised. AAA is not a joke company. I can definitely take them seriously after watching this because this was very, very good, especially with the match that came afterwards. Because this also was worth 2 points.
Okay. Now
and this was the.
I didn't watch the beginning of it, and I did catch later on because it did start late. We do live in the East Coast. The event started at 10 o'clock.
This started at 10 o'clock Eastern time.
Yeah. So
10 o'clock Eastern time, and it went into 2:30 a.m. in the morning. So yeah.
Yeah, screw you, East Coast. We're West Coast, so.
I mean, I get it, time zones, but geez.
But this match. The reason I'm saying that because sometimes the American companies they may have a show on the West Coast, but they do put it at East Coast time
or on the other side of the world.
Yeah.
At noon, WWE.
Yeah, you know. So, but they're catering to us East Coast fans. Where I don't know.
They put it at a semi-reasonable time. I know that.
But they're catering to us, not to the West Coast fans. West Coast fans' life must be crazy out there to know when football games, baseball games, every other sporting event, whenever it starts. But anyway, I'm going off. Okay, so what was the next match we had on this one?
The next match was, and I think you'll agree with me on this, it was actually probably match of the night in terms of quality and just near falls through and through. It was the 5-way match. Also, this was worth 2 points. This is what basically decided the night, if we're being honest. For the AAA World Cruiserweight and Latin American Championships, it was a unifying match. You had Phoenix, Laredo Kid, who was the Cruiserweight champion.
This is when I started watching it. Go ahead. Who else?
Bandito and Hijo de Vikingo.
Yeah.
And we had several different picks. You had me and J Few pick Taurus.
Taurus.
Main event Jeff. All right, fine.
No. He's appeared on Impact. That's why I say it. He's appeared on Impact. He has a big bull's head, right?
Yeah.
As a mask.
And you went with Hijo de Vikingo.
Yeah, because I had seen him on the first one, and I was impressed. That's when I thought that he should have won on the night one. Dude,
everybody was pulling crazy moves. I'll get into that in a moment. You had OMB pick Bandito, who also was superb.
Oh, yeah.
And then the person who ended up winning it and getting the 2 points also won both 2-point matches for the night, basically ending it, was main event Jeff. He picked Phoenix, who won both championships.
Yeah. That's pretty big.
And Yeah. No, this
because
match
I
was
think
nuts.
he beat who was the other one that was in there? No, Phoenix won. Who was the other guy who lost? Was it Laredo Kid? One of them had the championship for like 300 and something days. I remember hearing that.
Yeah, Laredo Kid had it for a while.
And it was like he had to say
not
goodbye to
mistaken,
it. It was weird seeing like he just held the belt like
he had to he handed it over to Phoenix in like
a ceremony or something like
that. Was pretty cool.
But again, that's when you hold the championship for that long. You hear me, Roman Reigns?
And the world champion for AAA was in that match, which I believe was your guy, actually, Lou.
Yeah, that's Vikingo.
Your guy's the world champion. Yeah, Heel de Vikingo is actually the world champion, and they had a stare down afterwards. So I think they might be setting up.
Yeah, that's gonna be good.
Triplemania Night 3. It's not confirmed. I'm just speculating. It might be set up because they might want to unify both those championships or all three of those championships.
What's that promoter's name again?
All the championships.
What's that promoter's name again in the South who has a podcast? Oh, what's his name again? A former promoter or a promoter for the
former
South.
Promoter. Oh, I know who you're talking about. Jim Cornette.
Jim Cornette. What would Jim Cornette say about this match?
He'd say it was a lot of flippy moves, didn't make any sense, and I'll agree with him. I'll agree with him some set because I saw some stuff that I said, all right, now you're just being flashy for no reason.
Yeah, right.
Who does? And I asked this during the chat during the match. I said, who the heck does a 450 splash as a transition move to lead to a Hurricanrana?
Yeah.
450 splash that transitions into a Hurricanrana. The flips were unnecessary. It was just to do a Hurricanrana. I was like, what are you doing? Look, long story short, still amazing match. Tope Suicida, all that stuff over the top ropes. It was nuts.
Yeah,
I think they flew into the crowd. At one point.
Oh yeah, they did.
Yeah, into the front row. That's how crazy it was. And I was like,
now here's the thing. Why is it every time as wrestling fans we see it, you can go for the pin. The guy's laying down. But no, he goes to the outside to knock other people down. Why? I only say this because Vikingo had that opportunity. He should have pinned him. And he should have won. But he didn't do it. No, he went out. He jumped. He went to the top rope. Should I jump in the ring and pin this guy? Or should I do a corkscrew, whatever, flip in the air, whatever,
flashy move that does nothing for my win.
Exactly, and I get hurt.
Either way, amazing match.
Yes,
I enjoyed it, and essentially, Phoenix got both championships. They had the stare down. I think they're laying the seeds for night 3s where they fight with all the titles on the line.
Ooh.
Taking a page out of WWE's book for their recent WrestleMania.
Yeah.
But yeah, I look forward to it. I'm interested, and really the first 3 matches of the night were the highlights because afterwards it kind of slowed down a bit. I'll be honest. It kind of slowed down.
It did.
And it didn't help. It didn't help with the fact that the show went on late because by the time the main event match, which I don't know why it was the main event match.
Which one was it?
We'll get to it. We'll get to it in a moment. But
okay.
you had the Ruleta de la Muerte match, Blue Demon Jr. versus Pentagon Jr.
Oh yeah.
Everyone but me picked Blue Demon Jr. and Blue Demon Jr. won.
Yeah.
So that happens. I believe somebody got put through a table. A lot of table spots.
Is that the one where Blue Demon didn't get up or something like that, or he got hurt really bad?
I don't know what's up with these mask versus mask matches. They break each other's masks during these matches. More.
Yeah, I see Viana do that. Viana do that.
People.
Like half the face is ripped up.
Dude, you might as well be unmasking them during the match.
Why wait till the end? Why wait till the whole tournament?
Yeah, what? Are we sure we're not just going to unmask everybody in this tournament now? Either way, Blue Demon Jr. won, which means Pentagon Jr. advances to the finals. If he loses the final match, he has to unmask. I don't think that's what's going to happen. I think I know who's going to unmask.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not going to say because what I like is they also show a video package for every competitor as they before their entrance.
Wait, now,
So they
did
talk
you watch
about
it in
their
English
family
or
history.
Spanish?
So I started off the English dub, that the voiceover on English with the commentary. The English commentary is hilarious, by the way.
Yeah, those guys are like, oh my
Those
God, I've
guys
never
are
seen this
funny.
before. This is worth the money. This is amazing. And it was.
Those-
I'm not kidding. It was. But they were very impressive, everything. Like, oh my
But what I
God.
like is, even with the English dub happening, you could still hear some of the Spanish commentary in the
Yeah, oh,
background,
yeah.
and it's hilarious too.
That too,
It's hilarious too. I'll get to it with the match that had a lot of like surprises in it. But Blue Demon Jr. versus Pentagon Jr.
No,
pretty
I
straightforward match.
the only thing I was asking was that the reason was I know how you said that they have like a video intro before they come out. The intro in English, un luchador, historia, like they go back like when it's those when it's like the older
Oh
wrestlers.
yeah,
like,
yeah.
They go deep.
They
into
talk about their
archives.
family line. They
Yeah.
go into their family line. They have photos of them from like the 70s, and they're like, he's the last one in his family to have this mask. Why it means to him, he represents him.
Yeah,
He's been wrestling for
I like that.
30
I like that. I
years.
kind of like that.
I was like, he's been wrestling for 30 years. I'd be like, yeah, he's getting a mask.
He's retiring.
Like anytime I saw that, I said, yeah, he's still new. He's not getting a mask yet. But yeah, Blue Demon Jr. lives at least until they do this again. He's not getting unmasked this time because he won and he beat Pentagon Jr. in a very, very violent match. I think he kicked Pentagon Jr. in the balls twice.
Ooh.
I'm pretty sure. These matches are no DQ.
So wait, so it's 0 balls.
Look, all I know is crazy match. Pentagon Jr. goes to the finals for losing. Here's the match, the Mass versus Mass match that did lead to an unmasking that night, and it was Flammer versus Chick Tormenta.
Okay,
And
the two finalists from the cage.
if you remember this match, Lou, it was they both come out. They both come out with their husbands. You know, in the at ringside. Both their husbands are at ringside.
Ooh, family on the outside. I love those.
Yeah, no,
That's my
here
new
we
thing
go.
now.
You know what? I'm noticing that trend too. Family on the outside.
That's my new thing.
Like on a lot of matches.
What promotion can do it worse? Like to piss off. There's another one they're going to talk about in the next one. But yeah, who can do it like shameful, more shameful than the other?
Oh man. So Flammer, I believe it. She goes for the pin, and Cheek Tormenta's husband is just like he gets involved. And then, which leads to Flammer's husband getting involved.
Ooh.
And they're not getting involved. You know how in other promotions, like, oh, guys hitting the chicks is not really like acceptable.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they get involved and they're fighting the women.
No.
When they get involved,
The
they
men
are
punching the competitors.
Yes, the men are attacking the female competitors. And basically the female competitors like yell, and I love the English commentary for this. The chicks were like, "What are you doing? This is not your business. If whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen." Like obviously in Spanish, but they're telling them get the hell out of the ring, don't get involved.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the English commentators like Flammer's telling her husband they're gonna talk about this when they get home.
It's gonna be a long car ride home for them.
Yeah, they're like, that's gonna be an awkward conversation when they get home. But essentially, the husbands get back out of the ring.
That's crazy.
And
you never see that.
Cheek Tormenta has apparently she's part of a stablemate with part of Pagano's stablemate. So they come out. So two male wrestlers come out. And they start, I kid you not, they start beating up Flammer. Again,
What?
I'm watching this, and the husband, and Cheek Tormenta's husband is also getting involved at this point. I'm like, oh, what the heck happens if husbands don't get involved? And Flammer's husband's on the outside watching it, and he's not getting involved. I guess
now he's not getting involved.
He's not
getting involved.
What are you doing, dude? Why are you not getting involved? I don't care what my wife tells me. If she's getting beat up by 3 guys, I'm getting involved.
Hell yeah.
Either way. Flammer's teammates, Maravilla and La Hydra, come out. I'm talking about female wrestlers, by the way. They come out, and they attack the guys attacking Flammer. And even the odds, even though Flammer took like a bunch of finishing moves.
Ooh.
I think she took like a spike pile driver or something. Cheek Tormenta goes for the pin. Flammer kicks out. And even though Las Tóxicas are basically a heel faction, Flammer was getting the babyface treatment in this. And a good match almost went 13 minutes. Flammer eventually got the win with minimal help. Flammer beat Cheek Tormenta despite all the BS interference on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
And even though there was a lot of heel moves, you see the stable Cheek Tormenta's male stablemates. They're like, no, don't unmask, and she's like, no, a deal's a deal. And it's a pretty interesting ceremony that they do. They have to say their name, where they're from, how long, how many years.
Ceremony.
How many years? Yeah, how many years? I sent you the video. It was pretty cool.
Okay, I missed it.
Yeah, you didn't see that one, huh? You're too busy looking at the other photos I sent.
Well.
She took off the mask and she handed it to Flammer, and they get to keep the rest of that beat. You get to keep the mask, which I didn't know.
Oh,
they were talking about it for the next match. What's his name? But yeah, really cool. Cheek Tormenta unmasked, and pretty big deal. They were basically saying, yeah, we're gonna see that next time in Mexico City for night 3 of Triplemania for Ruleta de la Muerte on the male side. So I was like, hey, that's cool.
Oh, okay.
All of it's to set up towards night 3. It all builds on itself. I like that. I really, really do like that.
Okay.
Next match was Psycho Clown versus Villano 4. And Psycho Clown, even though he's only been wrestling for about 6-7 years, I think it was, on his video package, they talk about how he has like in his collection 2 masks. He's already unmasked 2 other people.
Oh.
And I think he also won a mask versus hair match. I might be mistaking it, but I know they talk about each wrestler. And mask versus mask or like hair versus hair matches they've won, because they talk about all the accolades they got, and they get to keep the mask from the people they beat.
Oh wow!
So I was like, wow, that's really cool.
Yeah.
But anyways, Psycho Clown's been doing this for under a decade. Villano 4 has been doing this for 30 years. So the veteran lost. Psycho Clown got the win after pretty much getting the majority, 75% of his mask ripped off.
Ooh. Huh.
Being a bloody mess, Villano 4 took the L. He advances in the Ruleta de la Muerte tournament. And last match of the night, I didn't get to finish seeing it because I'll be honest, I don't know why this was the main event. I get it; they're a big attraction, but the Hardy Boys weren't there. It was Matt Hardy and honorary Hardy family member Johnny Nitro, John Morrison, Johnny Caballero, playing the role of Johnny Hardy. And at this point, bear with me, listeners. At this point, it was past 2 a.m. I was falling asleep, and and all I got to do was wake up and see the final. From the looks of it, John Morrison took the pin, and Matt Hardy decided to twist the fate Johnny Hardy out of the Hardy family and celebrate with Los Hermanos Lee. So Los Hermanos Lee are advancing to the match to face Young Bucks, and trying to remember who they're facing. They're going to face the Young Bucks and FTR for the AAA World Tag Team Championship.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wow.
Mexico City on October 15th.
Oh, wow.
So they're doing a 3-way. They're going to a 3-way tag match. Los Hermanos Lee.
I'm surprised at that one. You have 2 outside teams. But, yeah, well, I don't know.
Yeah, they could have had 3 outside teams if the Hardys were there, but I think I genuinely think that the Hardys, had the Hardys been there, they might have actually beaten Los Hermanos Lee and gone on to the AAA World Championship.
But I wouldn't want to see that if I'm a AAA fan. See, now I'm trying to look at a AAA fan, and Lucha Libre, AAA fan, and like, I want to see my guys in there. But even though
You're
Young
right.
Bucks
Yeah,
and
no, I get
FTR
you.
have wrestled in there, but to me they're outsiders,
I get you. Yeah. But yeah, pretty cool. Kind of all over the place at the very, with what was happening. There was a lot of serious moments, a lot of weird moments, a lot of sexy moments.
You going back to see that one match again?
Yeah, I'm on replay number 3.
300.
Anyways, congratulations to Main Event Jeff on winning the point for Triplemania 30
Dark
Night
match
2 in Tijuana. See you at Mexico City, folks.
Adios.